Have you ever heard of a game that you're not supposed to win? A game so strange, so disturbing, that even reading about it gives people chills. It's called the Midnight Game. But calling it a game is misleading. Because what you're really doing is inviting something into your home. Something dark. Something that doesn't leave when it's over. Now, here's where it gets really weird. Nobody knows exactly where the Midnight Game came from. Some believe it dates back to ancient pagan times. They say it was used as a form of punishment, forcing people to face the darkness alone, with only their fear to keep them company. No weapons, no help. Just you and whatever you invited in. Other people say it is just a creepypasta. One of those internet horror stories that got passed around online until it grew a life of its own. And that might be true. But there's something about the Midnight Game that makes it feel different. It's not just a scary story. People actually try it. They play it. And some of them, they come back changed. Let me be clear. This isn't like Bloody Mary or light as a feather stuff. The Midnight Game isn't about jump scares or chanting in front of a mirror. It's about psychological fear, paranoia, that deep crawling sense that something is watching you. Not in a movie way, in a way that feels personal. Now, I'm not going to tell you exactly how the game is played. That's not what this story is about. Let's just say that it involves darkness, isolation, a candle, and opening your door, literally, to something unknown at exactly midnight. Once the game starts, you are no longer alone in your house. People who claim to have played it describe the same terrifying things. Candles blowing out without warning, cold air pressing in from all directions, the sound of footsteps behind them, even though they're supposed to be completely alone. Some report seeing figures, tall, shadowy forms, just at the edge of their vision, watching, waiting. One story I came across talked about a guy who played with two friends just to test it out. They started laughing at first, calling it a joke. But then one of them swore he saw a hand reach out from a doorway. He dropped his candle and bolted. They ended the game early, panicked and shaking. But later that night, he said he heard whispering coming from his closet, even though the game was supposed to be over. Before we keep going, if you're into stories like this, take a moment to subscribe to the channel. I post new videos every week about strange mysteries, dark legends, and true horror stories you might have never heard before, so if you love the eerie and the unexplained, you'll definitely want to stick around. Alright, back to the darkness. What makes the Midnight Game so terrifying isn't just the atmosphere. It's what people say happens after the game ends. They say the Midnight Man, the entity you supposedly invite, doesn't always leave. That once he finds you, once he's seen you, he might linger. Some players talk about months of strange occurrences afterward. Unexplainable cold spots in their home, lights flickering at the same time every night, nightmares, sleep paralysis, that constant feeling that someone is behind you, even in broad daylight. One person described it like this. It's like I left the door open and something walked in. I can't see it, but I know it's there. You'd think that would stop people from playing it. But nope. Every few months it goes viral again. TikToks, Reddit posts, YouTube videos of people trying the Midnight Game and filming their reactions. Some are fake, obviously. They scream at shadows, throw in a few jump scares and call it content. But then there are the others, the ones where nothing crazy happens. But something feels off. A guy walking through his house alone with just a candle. No background music. No sound except creaking floorboards, and his own breathing. And somehow, that's scarier than anything Hollywood could create, because it feels real. There's a theory that the game itself doesn't summon anything at all, that it's all psychological, a way of unlocking something deep inside us, fear that's already there, just waiting to be released. You're alone in the dark, you're told something is after you, and suddenly, every sound feels louder. Every shadow looks deeper. Every second lasts forever. Maybe the Midnight Man isn't a spirit. Maybe it's just your mind turning against you. But if that's true, why do so many people report the same exact things? The same sensations? The same entity? It's one thing for a story to be creepy. It's another when hundreds of strangers describe the same shadow watching them in the dark. So now you have to ask yourself, what's scarier? That it's all in your head, or that it's not? That you might be able to invite something into your home just by following a few simple steps and lighting a candle? That you could be the next person posting a story online? Warning others not to try what you did? Because the truth is, whether or not you believe in the midnight game doesn't really matter. The fear is real. The tension is real. And once that door in your mind is open, it's hard to close it. So the next time you find yourself up late at night, alone, and the clock strikes midnight, ask yourself, would you dare to play? And if you do, just hope you never hear that knock behind you, because by then, it's already too late. Let me know in the comments. Do you think the midnight game is just an internet myth? Or do you believe something darker is behind it? If you enjoyed this story, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell for more creepy tales like this. Until next time, stay safe, and don't answer the knock at midnight.